I'm so excited to show you guys how the quadratic formula works and how you make an equation, how you solve an equation with the quadratic formula. So before we start, I want to let you guys know that to do this, you guys need to have this memorized perfectly. I know it looks hard, but after a while, you really actually do remember it. Negative b plus minus quadratic equation b to the power of 2 minus 4ac over 2a. I promise it does sound very complicated, but it's not. So, before we begin, how do you know what the variables are? Like, what are b, what are a, what are c? X doesn't matter, guys. I promise. Like, you're not solving, well, you are solving for x, but you're not going to substitute it with any values. That's the final answer. So, you need to know this equation. Well, this form of equation. It's called standard form. And this is how it looks like. X bx plus c. This is what standard form looks like, and that's how you're going to find out what your values are. So I'm going to make them in color coded, like many love to do. I'll put here A, and then B. Oh my goodness, today I cannot find my markers. I promise. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. I'm going to use one of my markers, but it's kind of faded, sadly. And then C. How do you find these values? Well, C is 12. B, never add the x, guys, never. X or x2, never add them. It really confuses a lot of people. B is negative 17. Yes, the negative always counts. Please don't forget it. And A, sorry, I wasn't using the color coded. A is 6. So now what you're going to do is very simple. You're just going to plug in the values. Oh my goodness. I was going to use for black, green. And this is 12. So now I'm going to erase this. If you guys want to go back, check anything out, just let me know. Well, you guys can't let me know, but whatever. Just go back and skip back in the video. Now we're going to substitute the values that we have. So x on the marker. Okay, x equals, and then be blue, negative 17. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? When you see negative and a negative, it becomes a positive. So this would be 17. 17 plus minus, if you guys don't know what plus minus is, it just means that in this formula we're going to add and also subtract. You'll see further on, it's not that confusing. And then negative 17 to the power of 2. Guys, recommend using calculator, if not you're never going to get the solution, so that's why I have mine here. Minus 4 times 6. When they're together, it means they're multiplying. So times 6, and then times 12. Times 12. Sorry, I'm making a ruckus right there. But yeah, this would be it. Now, I'm thinking of it. Oh yes. So now you guys, I forgot. You have to never forget this 2 times, because they're next to each other. See, 6. Now that you have all the values substituted, what do you do? Now you just calculate with your calculator. What's negative 17 to the power of 2? It is 289. 289. 289. Now guys, don't do 289 times 4. Don't do that. This is one of the biggest mistakes, and they always get it wrong. It's a minus 4, which means in your minus 4, you're going to have to multiply like this. Always leave the minus in, because that's what makes it count. So, you do minus 4 times 6 times 12, which equals 288. Since there is no other minus in the values, it's going to be negative 288. So, this means 289 minus 288 is 1. Oh my goodness, I've never erased so much. So, if you guys saw that, 289 minus 288 is 1. There you go, guys. You guys got that. Now, you don't need a calculator for this unless you do, but 2 times 6 is 12. So 12. Now, when you're here, what do? Well, the square root of 1 is 1. So what you do now is that you're going to have two different values that are going to come out. 17 plus, we're going to start with plus. So 17 plus 1 is 17. 17 over 2. So 17 over 12, I'm crazy. 17 over 12. So it'd be 1.42. Alright? Or a lot of teachers just like you guys putting the fraction, so you put 17 over 12 is one solution. Now, like I told you guys, you're going to use a minus. See, that's where you use plus and minus, just at the end. So 17 minus 1, 16. 16 over 12, you can simplify that. 16 over 12 would be 8 over 6. And 8 over 6 would be 4 over 3. And that would be your final answer. 4 over 3. And that's it, guys. These are your both solutions. And yeah, that's how you solve a simple. Now, that was the easy one. So get ready because we got a lot more to come. We got 2 more, and then you guys are going to have a quiz. I'll just do 1 for the quiz because I know you guys are probably tired of watching the video. Okay. Next equation we're going to do. Now, I told you guys before, it has to be written in standard form because it's easier for you guys to find values. But what if it's written like this? A lot of people are very, very uncentered. They don't know what they have to do. So what you have to do is multiply the first number by the first number in the other parentheses. So that's x to the power of 2. Then the second number by the first number, so plus 3x. And then do the same thing, but for the second number. X times negative 5, negative 5x. 3 times negative 5, negative 15 equals 5. And now you just solve. How do you solve this? Well, you will move 5 to this side. Why? Because 0 has to stay here, like in the standard form equation. So it would be x2, and you'd already add the common factor. So 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. And then negative 15 with negative 5 that came over here would be negative 20. And your final solution would be this. This would be your final solution. This is your equation now. So now, what are the values? What's 1? I mean, I already said it. What's a? A, if you guys, oh, also, don't forget, equals 0. Because the formula is this. Now, many like to write the formula so they know what the values are. But what about here? I told you guys x2 isn't it. So what's a? Since there's nothing in front of it, it's invisible. It's an invisible 1. So we know a is 1. Now for b, I told you guys always leave the minus there because it's very important. It does change things. And that could get you your point away. And then c is negative 20. So this is negative 20. C is always the easiest one because you can't get confused with the x. Now, let's substitute the values. Plus 2. This would be a plus 2 because it's minus minus. See? So this would be a plus 2. Plus 2. Figured out how to substitute the values since you guys already know how to do it. And I don't want to make this video longer for you guys and more boring. So I substituted the values. I also want to give you guys a tip. I would always put negative 4 AC in a parentheses. It's just easier and you won't get that confused. So now you just do what you gotta do. Also, this is a positive 2, so it'd be 2 plus minus. Now, you substitute the easiest values you can see. 2 times 1 is easy. It's 2. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So now you're left with the other one. So here it's negative 2 to the power of 2. We know that's 4. So what are we going to put? 4. And then now we're just left with this. Negative 4 times negative 20. We know this is going to be positive because negative times negative is positive. So it's 80. 80. It's 80 positive. So positive 80 is a plus. And it'd be a times 4 to the square root. So what's the square root of 80? 84, my bad, 84. It's 9. Well, how can I make it simpler? Either you could just write it down as 9.165. That's boring. Don't do that. It's gonna make it a lot harder. Is there anything you see here that both can be divided by? Yes, 4. Why? Because they're both pairs numbers and because you'll see now. So if you divide 80, okay. I did kinda make a little mistake. So it was 84. It was 80 times 4. It was 80 plus 4. And I decided to divide, but don't divide it. I'm so sorry. When it's 84, when it's added, that's when you can simplify it. So it's 84 over 2. Now what is 84 divisible by? 84 is divisible by 4, which is 4 times 21. So I was there, but I just made a little mistake. I had to add them first. So it's 4 times 21. 4 times, I'm an idiot. 4 times 21. So 4 times 21 equals 84. But 4 can be square rooted. So the square root of 4 is 2. Now this is the hardest equation you guys are going to get. So this is why I'm showing you this. And 2 stays outside because 4 has the square root of 2 is that. And now you divide 2 divided by 2. Oh my goodness, I have to make it all the way. Okay. So the cool thing about this one is that you can simplify it so easily. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so let's put 1. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 1 plus 1, and you already have it. 1 minus 21, or 1 plus 21. And that's it. This is the hardest equation. So if you guys understood this, that's it, guys. You already have it figured out. And then the last one, which I'm just going to put the values for you guys because it'll be easier. If we have 2x minus 3x minus 4, I'm no longer going to do color coding because this one's going to be quick and you'll see why. And you substitute them. Sorry, c is plus 4. Sorry, that's why I was calculating in my head. And then 2 times 2. So you do negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times 4. That would give you negative 32. I was doing negative 32 times 3. Sorry for the calculator noises if you guys can hear them. So negative 32 times negative 3 to the power of 2 is like this. So 9 minus 32. I did the wrong calculation. 9 minus 32. That is negative 23. Okay, if you guys stayed with me till the end, you guys are going to get a tip the others did not get because I forgot. It's over. That's it. You already solved it. And it's called no solution. Why? Why am I saying no solution? Very, very simple. You can never, ever. Oh my goodness, that 2 came out horrible. You can never square root by any pair number a negative. If it's an odd number, yeah, this would be a solution. It would give you 2 solutions. But if it's in a pair number, even number, then nope. This is a no solution. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm gonna give you guys a little quiz. Now it's a little quiz, like it's one question and that's it, and it's not that hard. I promise, guys. And I really hope you guys ace that test. And I know it's stressful, but if you guys understood this, quadratic equations are finished. This is a quadratic equation. I'm gonna give the answer to you guys now. Guys, this is it. These are the answers. Why did I put the fractions? Because I know some of you might have not simplified it, and that's perfectly fine, except if you have a Nazi teacher. But if you don't, then it's perfectly fine. But the answer should be x equals 5 and x equals -3. Guys, I'm really proud of you guys. You guys went from easy to medium to no solution, which is a hard one supposedly, but really the medium was really hard. And I'm proud of you guys and hope you guys have a great day. Please subscribe.